So before we start, let me just say that Luster is going to be longlisted for the Booker Prize 2021. This is a Booker book, although it may not be a Booker winning book, but it is something that has potential to be a part of the Booker longlist. Okay, you heard it here first, and I'm telling you that it's going to happen. Okay, cool. So, where do I start with Luster? Like, this is one book that still has me thinking about a lot of things. It still has me thinking about the characters, the emotions, the whole, I would say, act of being human in general, right? So, let me just tell you what Luster is actually about. So we have Edie, Edie, who is actually a 22, 23-year-old black woman, and she's just entering the professional world. And during this time, she meets a white man who is in an open marriage, and that's how the whole plot starts. Now, it may seem a bit like, I don't know, like something a bit conventional at the start because that's how the book starts. But as the plot progresses, the thing gets more, or the storyline gets more unconventional. It gets more and more convoluted, and it also kind of sheds light on human emotions in general. So, the pros of the book, right? Because I always like checking out the positive points and the negative points of the book. The pros of the book: the writing. I think Leilani is a very young writer. She is only 30. I mean, she's elder than me, but then she's pretty young in the writing world. And this is her debut novel. And to have that kind of precise writing style, that kind of detail-oriented writing style in your debut book, itself is like a big deal. And if there is something that will get you through the book, is the writing. Like I said, because the writing is like the crown of the book, right? I really appreciated the writing a lot. There are a lot of sentences in the book that kind of stick with me because it talks about like very mundane things. Like it talks about her health, it talks about her, thing in the professional world, her kind of stature or like her perception, at her job and things like that. And those things kind of did stick with me, and I do remember them like fresh. But other than that, what kind of like will help you navigate through the book is that unconventional nature. So let me just tell you right off the bat that if you don't like literary fiction in general, or if you don't like books like Burnt Sugar, or like the older Booker winning books which actually used to win because they were unconventional, then you're not going to like this. Like it's like you have to develop an appetite for the book. You cannot read the book if you're a beginner, right? Because if you read this book as a beginner, it's going to be a bit difficult for you to digest it because, like I said, the plot is weird and conventional. And even like I said in my weekly reads, I was trying to digest whether the plot is good weird or bad weird. And at the end of the day, it turned out to be good weird for sure. So, talking about the cons about the book, I mean, look, now the point is that the cons of the book totally depend on how you perceive it. What are you as a reader? Like, do you like books which kind of portray these unconventional storylines which are like 100% character driven, or do you like plot lines with respect to a few like I would say definite points, right? Do you like open endings? Do you like closure in general and things like that? So honestly, this reading this book will be a different experience for each individual as per their tastes and their choices. But many people would have an issue with someone having an extramarital affair. I think that's like one of the most I won't say criticized, but that's what makes people very uncomfortable. Also, to note that there are also quite a few points that kind of make you uncomfortable, be it racism, be it her sex life in general, because she has a very high libido. So, her sex, there are like graphic scenes in the book that may not be something that someone is comfortable with. Now, I know that the book kind of has a mixed bag of emotions. for certain people, like some people just hate it totally, or some people just love it. Like me, I actually loved the book a lot, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it because I still think about it, right? And that's what that is like. So in conclusion, right, like I want to like just let you know that do give it a try, and do give it like a try in the first 100 pages. And in the first 100 pages, if you're not enjoying it much, then maybe you can DNF it or try something else. But if you are someone, like I said, is kind of a reader that has read a lot of books, has developed an appetite for unconventional books in general, then you would like it for sure. So let's talk about the rating, because I have to talk about the way I rated this book. The thing is that I have not given this book an exact rating. The rating of the book currently stands between 4 and 5 stars, with 4 stars on Goodreads. And I'm very, very confused on what to give this book. Maybe because I'm not being able to wrap my head around the whole thing. Maybe I'm a bit overwhelmed by the emotions and the human emotions portrayed in the book, and the writing, the excellent writing as well. But it's just that when you talk about like books that kind of get, I would say, how do I say this? Like, it's a book that will make you uncomfortable, that will make you squirm at many places. It's a book that will make you feel like, why am I reading this? What's wrong with this lady? What's wrong with this man? What's wrong with this other lady? What's wrong with this other girl? Like, it'll make you like feel all of these emotions. But at the end of the day, what you will feel after finishing the book is kind of very dependent. And what I felt was I felt very content after reading the book. It was like a human emotion that I felt. I felt happy, I felt content, and I felt, wow, like what did I just read? Oh my goodness, like I love what I read. I just love what I read right now. And that's how it is. So it's one of those books that kind of like, of course, has a mixed bag of emotions, but it's for you to decide what you need to actually like pick out. So yeah, that's that. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and also, yeah, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.